Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Lesson 2. Why teach financial literacy? Most people believe that making money is the key to financial success. However, it's not just about how much you make, but how much you keep. We've all heard stories of lottery winners who lost everything within a few years. Or professional athletes who made millions but ended up broke. The key to long-term financial success is financial intelligence. It's about being prepared, keeping an open mind, and continually learning. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. It's essential to focus on education and financial literacy to achieve long-term wealth. My rich dad always stressed the importance of financial literacy. He taught me that if I wanted to be rich, I needed to understand how money works. Unfortunately, our school system doesn't teach kids about money. Most people graduate with no financial foundation, making it difficult to build wealth. My rich dad taught me about money using simple line drawings and jargon. It was easy to understand and helped me build a strong financial foundation. According to CNBC, only 24% of millennials demonstrate basic financial literacy. Rule 1. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets. Rich people acquire assets, while the poor and middle class acquire liabilities. This is because they don't understand the difference between the two. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out. It's not about the words, but the numbers. The confusion arises because we focus on literacy, not financial literacy. We need to understand numbers to be financially successful. The simplicity of the concept is often missed because we have been educated differently. But understanding the difference between an asset and a liability is crucial to financial success. The diagrams. Here is how to tell the difference between an asset and a liability. The top part of the diagram is an income statement, often called a profit and loss statement. It measures income and expenses, money in and money out. The lower part of the diagram is a balance sheet. It's called that because it's supposed to balance assets against liabilities. This is the cash flow pattern of a liability. This is the cash flow pattern of a poor person. This is the cash flow pattern of a person in the middle class. This is the cash flow pattern of a rich person. Money doesn't solve all problems. In fact, it may compound them. We need to rethink our approach to financial management. Cash flow tells the story of how a person handles money. If your pattern is to spend everything you get, an increase in cash will just result in an increase in spending. It's not enough to know how to make money. We need to know how to manage it. Financial aptitude is key. Millions of educated people pursue their profession successfully, but later find themselves struggling financially. What is missing from their education is how to manage money. Financial literacy is not just for the financially struggling. Even highly educated and professionally successful people can be financially illiterate. How the quest for a financial dream turns into a financial nightmare. A classic story tells about a young, highly educated couple. They had a dream of owning a beautiful home and advancing their careers. As their incomes increased, so did their expenses, primarily due to taxes. They found themselves trapped in the rat race. They attended talks and asked how to make more money. However, their real problem was their financial illiteracy and confusion between assets and liabilities. Having more money doesn't necessarily solve money problems. Intelligence and understanding money do. The power of money, like a sword, jewel, and mirror, influences people's lives. The mirror, representing self-knowledge, is the most crucial element. Many financial issues arise from trying to keep up with others and conforming to popular opinions. The couple's financial struggles and nonconformity in school show the importance of self-education and learning from intelligent mentors. The poor dad considered their home an investment, while their rich dad saw it as a liability. Why? Because of the continuous expenses, property taxes, and the potential lack of appreciation in value. In contrast, the author's rich mentor's financial statement reflects a life dedicated to investing and minimizing liabilities. He focused on acquiring income-generating assets and using that cash flow to afford a desired lifestyle, including a home. The author's experience highlights the missed opportunities for investing in assets instead of tying up capital in a home. It's essential to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Why the rich get richer? The rich focus on acquiring income-generating assets. Their asset column grows, generating more income. In contrast, the middle class struggle as their primary income is from their salary, which is taxed heavily. The middle class often consider their homes as assets, leading to increased debt and financial uncertainty. It's crucial to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Wealth is measured by the cash flow generated by assets compared to expenses. By building an asset column and achieving positive cash flow from assets that exceeds expenses, individuals can become financially independent and ultimately wealthy.